Patrick Findora here, co-founder at Vetted Biz. Today we're going to go through one of the fastest growing pizza franchises in the United States, and that's Marco's Pizza. So we're going to be going through the franchise costs, how they performed during the COVID pandemic, and just how much money a Marco's Pizza makes. So let's jump right into it. The pizza industry in the United States is huge, $46 billion. Huge market, a lot of competition though. They're competing with brands like Domino's, Papa John's, Little Caesars. So it is a pretty crowded market, but Americans eat a lot of pizza. Going the franchise route's definitely less risky than just starting from scratch where you don't have brand recognition, especially as much of the pizza is now just being delivered or takeout, where you need to be on those third-party apps. Generally, the businesses like Domino's have their own internal apps where you can order directly through Domino's, and more franchisors in the pizza space are going to have their own apps where you can order or do takeout all from that one app, where before you would have to call or you'd have to use some third-party service. So the landscape's changing a lot. So I wouldn't necessarily open up my own pizza restaurant. I would definitely consider a franchise business for pizza, but I can't say that across all industries. It was started by Pat Giammarco, an Italian immigrant, in 1978. So they have a nice track record, nearly 50 years in the market. He worked at his family's pizzeria, and his father made famous sauce, and they had multiple locations of Marco's Pizza. The minimum amount to open up a Marco's Pizza now in 2022 is anywhere from roughly $200,000 to about $550,000 to open up a Marco's Pizza. And keep in mind, you have to have some liquid capital. They require at least $150,000. How do you go from $150,000 to $200,000 or $500,000? Many Marco's Pizza franchisees are taking out SBA loans, Small Business Administration loans, rolling over their 401k plan, or going to friends and family to get more assets, or even taking a loan from their home to open up their first Marco's Pizza franchise. You also have to have a credit score of 680 or more, as well as a net worth of $450,000, and I believe that does include your primary residence. Veterans have a nice discount on the franchise fee, as well as there's a significant discount for first responders, and franchise fee and royalty discounts to multi-unit operators. I'll go into more details why you want to be a multi-unit operator at Marco's Pizza, and it's not a brand to consider, or at least I want to consider it if you're just thinking about opening up one Marco's Pizza restaurant. So they have a few ongoing fees, like royalties at 5.5%, 2.5% for key management, which I still don't fully understand. It's definitely something you want to ask Marco's Pizza and also franchisees. I guess it's their training program. Does it really make sense to, if you have a store that's making $1 million a year, that you're paying $25,000 for this key management program? Definitely got to ask that. And then advertising at 5%. They have quite a bit of franchise litigation, which is common for franchise businesses, especially as they hit that 1,000-unit mark. Not everyone's going to be happy, but it's something to check with your franchise attorney to really dive in to see what's going on with the pending litigation, which could potentially affect the franchisor and their corporate office, as well as just general satisfaction throughout the franchise ecosystem. So using a midpoint investment at $368,000 and profit margin of 10 to 20% based on information in their item 19, the sales figures, they're profiting anywhere from $70 all the way up to about $150,000 per location. So that if you're a single unit operator, that's what you can expect to make, which isn't bad. You know, you invest $300,000, $350,000. If you can make $100,000, $150,000, that's not a bad business, especially if you use leverage and you're paying only 5% on the SBA loan. That can be a good business. The issue with a single unit operator is that when you go to sell, the multiple is not that high. You're not going to get much money selling one Marco's Pizza franchise. You'll be lucky to get your money back, and many Marco's Pizza franchise, if they're just selling one location, they find it difficult to recoup their entire investment. So maybe they're getting $250,000 back. And the latest figures we see is that you could expect to get a little more than half of your capital back in today's market in 2022 if you're just going to be selling one Marco's Pizza. Now, good news. You have 5, 10 Marco's Pizzas, the valuation goes way up. So say you invest $2 million to open up 5 Marco's Pizzas, 10 Marco's Pizzas, you could expect to sell that network of Marco's Pizzas for around $4 million. So essentially doubling your money. A single unit, you can expect to recoup your capital back in 3 to 5.5 years. And if you're using leverage and you don't have to put that much cash down, this is a pretty significant way that you can make a great amount of money for your family. And yes, it's a good cash flowing business, but when you scale up and you have those 10 locations, you can expect a pretty big payday that could lead into retirement and even potentially create some generational wealth. So definitely if you're looking at a Marco's Pizza, or even really most pizza franchises for that matter, single location, you're going to have to work hard. You'll make some money, 100K, 120K. When it goes time to sell that business, are you going to get all your money back? Depends how much you invested. If you invested only 170K, yeah, you'll probably make your money back. But if you invested 500,000, very unlikely. So with franchises in the food space, and particularly pizza, you want to open up multiple locations so you can get the operational efficiencies. You can get a general manager, regional manager, checking out multiple locations so it doesn't all fall on you as the owner. And that when it does come time to sell, and most franchisees are selling or shutting down in around 7 years, 8 years before that 10-year franchise agreement's over, you're going to want to know how much money you can get. And we've shown the details on how much money a pizza franchise owner can make when it does come time to sell. So again, try to get 10 plus locations if you're operating a pizza franchise like Marco's Pizza. If you're just going to have one location, it's probably not going to be worth it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Shoot me feedback if you had any questions about this video. If there's other franchises you'd like us to review, shoot me an email at patrick@vettedbiz.com. Thank you.